Yes, people, we are back for the Manchester derby that takes place today. And I tell you now, should I say I'm the most confident I've ever been going to the Etihad? Or should I say I'm the least scared? Either way, both things can be right. This is the least scared I have been going to the Etihad Stadium in years. And I just feel like Manchester United, if we get the cards right, we can win this game. We can take something back to the red side of Manchester. But guys, make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. It's going to be 3 reasons why I think Manchester United can beat Manchester City and what are going to be the key battles or the key players to victory. So the first thing I'm going to start with is Manchester City have a star striker. They have Erling Haaland. They have the guy that knows how to put the ball in the back of the net. But we have someone standing, waiting for him. The Great Wall of the Lit. You like that? Great Wall of China? Well, let's go with the Great Wall of the Lit because, look, the Lit has had his criticisms, yeah? Went to Juventus, got his big money move. Went to Bayern Munich, got his move. Didn't quite work out as planned for him. He still got games. He still had moments where he played well, but it didn't quite lift off as much as he thought it might have, especially when he was captaining the Ajax team as a teenager, you know? But let's talk about De Ligt versus Haaland, because I think for me, when you look at Manchester City at the moment, they haven't got loads of goals in their team. Cherky's out, Marmoush is out, Foden's been 50-50 all season, had an ankle injury. You know, Doku's not the biggest goal scorer. You know, Oscar Bob's just come back from a long injury layoff. Savinho wanted to leave, then he's staying now. Kovacic is out. Rodri's just come back from injury. Reinders is very good, by the way. He's going to play, I think, further forward. And we saw how impactful he was for Manchester City in that first game against Wolves. But the truth is, Manchester City don't have loads of goals going throughout their team like they did back in the day with De Bruyne, with Mahrez, you know, with Haaland, whether it was Aguero, Yaya Toure, David Silvas, you know, Gundogan's, I don't know if I just named him, but they have people, Raheem Sterling, that could chip in with goals. But now I feel like Erling Haaland is their source. He is their go-to. And we need to do exactly what De Ligt did against Gyökeres a few weeks ago. Gyökeres started for Arsenal and came to Old Trafford on his debut, and he saw nothing. De Ligt was on him all game, every duel, every tussle, following him everywhere. 1v1, just marking him. It was just like, right, the rest of the team, do your thing. De Ligt, you're in an individual battle with Gyökeres. And he came out on top, winning the ball back, you know, pinching the ball off him when he was trying to sell it on his first touch, winning aerial duels, you know, when he was trying to hold it up, either giving away a little quick foul or out muscling Gyökeres. You know, it was a very good individual performance from De Ligt. And I think so far this season, it's kind of going under the radar. And even I think towards the back end of last season and stuff, that De Ligt has actually been solid for Man United. But because people have made their mind up that he didn't really work out at Juventus and he didn't really work out at Bayern Munich, De Ligt's not good. That is not the case. De Ligt is a good defender. He's still only 24 years of age. He's not even hit his prime yet, if we're talking about defenders. But I think that key there is going to be De Ligt on Erling Haaland. Can he stop the ball getting to Erling Haaland? Can he stop him getting in behind? Can he just stop Manchester City functioning the ball to their striker? Because if he does, that is one big thing that we have negated from Manchester City. Their star striker, their main man, getting on the ball in dangerous areas, being able to take shots on target, being able to spin off in behind. And I think De Ligt needs to learn from that Gyökeres game and think, right, I've done them things right. Haaland likes to play a bit similar to Gyökeres, on the shoulder, getting in behind. You know, he's not the best with the link-up play. So I think that 1v1 battle there is going to be huge if Manchester United want to be able to try and stop Manchester City. De Ligt, Haaland, make sure you watch out for that. So that's number one. Number two is Bruno Fernandes, El Capitano. Now, the reason I say Bruno Fernandes is because we've seen him playing in central midfield, and we're not the biggest fans of it. We know that he's quite impatient with the ball. He's not the greatest at retaining the ball. You know, he does give everything he can, but it's not his main position. That's the truth. He's least effective there when he's playing for Manchester United. He's trying his best and he's doing okay. But, you know, he's not a proper natural central midfielder like that. He wants to be in more advanced areas, forward areas, creating, goal scoring, you know, being in that final third. And the Cunha injury means that Bruno Fernandes can now do that. If Ruben Amorim does what I want him to do, people, today, which is bring Kobbie Mainoo into the team and start him and Casemiro together as a pivot or the duo in midfield, and move Bruno Fernandes further forward where he can play with Mbeumo, now that is the area I'm looking at. Bruno Fernandes getting in the final third. Bruno Fernandes being in an attacking position. Bruno Fernandes being able to create, maybe to have shots on goal. We haven't seen Bruno play in that position yet this season. And he's still been quite effective for Man United in terms of getting forward and stuff like that and trying to do what he can, but he can't do it enough. And now this is the opportunity. Bruno back in the position he loves, doing what he loves. And if there's a performance that we need from Bruno Fernandes to stand up and announce that, yeah, I was going to potentially go to Saudi in the summer, but I wanted to stay and fight for Manchester United and I wanted to remain here. It was my decision. Then go out and put in a great performance today against Manchester City in the role we know you can play in. Because Man United have got into the final third quite a lot this season, but we haven't yet been able to convert a lot of the chances or the moments. But with Bruno now further forward, maybe we can finish them chances. Maybe he can find Sesko. Maybe he can find Mbumo with great passes in transition or in the final third. You know, we haven't been able to see Bruno do that yet. And I think that's going to be a big key for Manchester United, having their captain back in the position that he wants to be playing in and where we know he's best at. And that's what Ruben Amorim has to do. This is now on Ruben Amorim, by the way, people. As I make this video, he has the choice now to play Bruno Fernandes in the 10, or he will play Ahmad or potentially Xerxes in there because Mbumo is going to be the other position. But I think with Dalot out, Ahmad's potentially going to play at right wing back. I don't think Mazraoui will start, personally, even though I think Mazraoui is a very good player. But I think Ahmad will play at wing back, and I think that gives you the opportunity now to start Kobbie in midfield and then play Bruno further forward. And we all look, I know it was 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, but we all saw what Kobbie did when he played against Manchester City in the FA Cup final. And he's very good in central midfield. He's got the guard, he's got the movement, he's got the technicality to play in that game. So I think this is a good chance for Amorim to show confidence to Kobbie, but also say, Bruno, you're the captain. Get back in your position where we need you and to be effective in that final third. So that's my second one. My last one is Bryan Mbumo. You know, I've got him on the back of my shirt. Don't know if you can see. No, you can't, obviously. Can't be asked to turn around. But Bryan Mbumo, we've signed this player from Brentford to score goals, to be impactful in the final third, to make the right decisions, to be a game changer. And this is the perfect game to try and do that. He got his first goal against Burnley before the international break. A much-needed goal. We saw how much it meant for him, you know, to get off the mark, the weight off his shoulders. But now, do it in a big game for us. You've got in some dangerous positions against Arsenal, didn't quite have the confidence to maybe take on your man or finish your chances. And I can see that it was frustrating for you because you're coming off the back of a season scoring 20 for Brentford. But you've got your goal against Burnley now. Cameroon have done quite well over the international break. You're feeling good. You're the main man at Manchester United in the attack, and we need you to be that main man. We want you to be the main man. We're looking at you, Bryan Mbumo, to make the difference when we got the ball in transition or in the final third, and you're getting released down the flank, taking on a Gvardiol or maybe a Nico O'Reilly, whoever's playing left back for Manchester City tomorrow. We need Mbumo making them runs in behind. We know Manchester City like to have a high line. We know Manchester City like to control the ball. But when you get that ball against them, you know, like Brighton showed before the international break, quick passes in transition and get running in behind. And you can cause them problems. Man City have not had a settle back four. They've been rotating a bit. They're lacking confidence. They've lost their last 2 games against Brighton and Tottenham. The last time they lost 3 out of 4 in their opening 3 games of the season was 31 years ago. Ruben Amorim has not won back-to-back league games of Manchester United. Well, what a better time to do it than going to the Etihad and doing it today. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm praying for. And let's see what happens. But Bryan Mbumo is going to be very key. Getting in behind, stretching the pitch, making the right decision in the final third, getting some shots on goal and trying to make things happen. I think he's going to thrive in this game. And I hope that he can make the difference with Bruno Fernandes potentially feeding him. So that is my 3 takeaways from this game. Haaland versus De Ligt, very big individual battle. Bruno being back in his number 10 role, behind the striker, creating volume in there. And then Mbumo linking up with Sesko or Xerxes, whoever the striker is, getting in behind, stretching the pitch, working hard, being a dog in there. Come on, Bryan. It's your time to shine. So, guys, there are my 3 big takeaways going into this Manchester derby and the 3 keys to how Manchester United or why Manchester United can win this game. Guys, make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. Get your comments in as well. And I will see you on the next one, hopefully celebrating a big win at the Etihad.